Alright, hello there. Well, it has been a bit of a hurry to get the stream going, but I hope everything is working. I'm playing a Yuri visual novel called From Salt to Sugar today. Hello there. Hello. Let's get straight to the game, I guess. I got to press this one thingy on the internet again, and then should be good to go. Alright. Oh yeah, I have this nice salt shaker too, because why not? Oh yeah, and the thingy doesn't fit the overlay like perfectly exactly, but I guess the good thing is that I can be bigger then. Let me see. I guess I'll just move it here then. Yeah, there will be a little bit black on like over there, but it's fine. I can be super big because of it. Something like this, I guess. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the game because I just found it randomly in it, but looks like my kind of game because salty. Alright, so groggy and drowsy. Oh, it actually is the sound volume alright. So I guess it's just music, so probably no big deal. But yeah, groggy and drowsy, Haruka slowly sewed her little sister off her body, sat up, and proceeded to yawn and stretch. She gave a deep sigh. Yumi, how many times do I have to tell you? Don't jump on me when I'm sleeping. Kind of like a cat or a dog, I guess. But you should get ready soon, or else you're going to be late. Haruka looked at the time and realized that her sister was right. Reluctantly, she gave in and got up to get ready. It was her first day after all, and that meant she had to get a good impression. The sun shone brightly through the kitchen windows, illuminating the meal that was waiting for her on the kitchen table. Haruka quickly chowed down on the delicious meal that her mother prepared and dashed out the door. Well, not the toast in the mouth at least, so not so much hurry. Thanks for the meal. And out she went. As she walked down the road, she saw her best friend, Kaede, up ahead and called out to her. Kaede. Kaede stopped and turned around to find Haruka running full speed at her. Oh, Haruka, good more? Oof. Kaede. Gah. Did you have cake for breakfast this morning? You seem to be high in spirits. Just my usual self. Of course. We are finally in high school, Kaede. We all know life gets spicier when high school starts. Well, I don't know, it didn't get that spicy for me in high school. Kind of spicy in the university, I guess. Right. Anyway, how's the cake decorating going? Gotten any better at it? Somewhat. I think I'm improving by the day though. Compared to when I started back then. Ahaha. I guess it comes naturally to you, since your parents own a cake shop. I don't know, like if that is something that comes off naturally, just because your parents own a shop. Must be nice always having cake for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Oh, wouldn't be bad for a little while, I guess. Don't forget desserts too. Just be careful not to let all those fattening ingredients take the better of you. You wouldn't want to go on a diet, would you? Exclamation mark. I don't get fat. Now everybody gets fat if you eat like way too much. Right? But I guess but it depends on the food too, like something like cucumber or maybe cabbage, like you can eat it so much that you're completely stuffed and you probably won't get fat because mostly has fiber or something. Jeez. The entrance was crowded with new students and old students. The freshmen were visibly nervous as the upperclassmen bombarded them with club flyers and advertisements. Haruka and Kaide managed to sneak past the commotion, but of course without a couple of loud club members forcing papers on them as well. By the time they got to the doors, they were almost out of breath from all the bustling. Half. Is it always like that on the first day? Yes. At that moment, as she glanced around, she saw a familiar face. Could it be? But then Haruka was dragged away before she could get a closer look for confirmation. Let's hurry and find our homerooms before the bell rings. Don't want to be late for class on the first day, right? We also have to find our way around this building too. Jeez, I hate first days. With her hopes dampened, Haruka followed Kaede to find their homeroom on the board. Haruka hoped that girl really is who she thought she was. So who exactly? Fortunately, Haruka and Kaede ended up together in the same class. They swiftly found their classroom and took their seats next to each other. As they were sitting down, Haruka noticed the familiar girl from before coming through the door. She sat down across the room from Haruka, paying no mind to her intense glare. That's a girl I recognized from before. If only I could remember her name. As she thought that, the teacher entered the classroom, proceeded with the roll call. Well, that's where you can learn the name, I guess. Each name was called out one by one, with each respective student responding with varying degrees of apathy. After Haruka answered the teacher's call, she returned her attention back to the girl across the room. The moment she affixed her eyes upon the girl, the teacher called another name. Amai. Well, that means sweet. The familiar girl that Haruka could not place name to raised her hand gracefully in the air. Here. That name, I have heard it somewhere before. Oh shit. Before Haruka could finish her thought, the teacher concluded the roll call and began the first lesson of the day. bell sounded end of the morning classes and the beginning of lunch. Haruka quickly decided to take this chance to find out if that girl, Amai-san, was really who she thought she was. Hey Haruka, let's have lunch together. It will be our first lunch in high school. How exciting. Well, I guess it could be a little bit exciting. Yeah, in just a bit. I just need to find out if my intuition is right. Alright, don't take too long or I'll eat your lunch too. Is this like the kind of lunch like they carry it in the lunch boxes? So is he just going to like, no, take the lunch box and eat from there? You'd eat it in front of me either way. Kaede just gave a bright yet mischievous smile. Haruka stood up and proceeded over to Camille's desk. But when she looked to find her desk had been surrounded by a group of girls pestering her with praise and questions. She must really be the real deal with that many people around her. Haruka, although slightly intimidated by this unforeseen obstacle, pressed forward with unbridled confidence. As he approached closer, Haruka could make out more of what the group of girls were asking. Girl 1, your hair is so pretty. What conditioner do you use? Do you have a personal stylist? Girl 2, you're half foreign, right? Where's your mother from? Is it like always the mother who is the foreigner? Girl 3, wanna have lunch with us? We could talk gossip. What? These girls don't even know who she is? They are just talking about random girl stuff. No, that's good in its own way, right? Like well, even if she is a princess or something, could still like to live a normal life. The three girls continued asking their asinine questions until Haruka couldn't tolerate their persistent ignorance anymore. Oh my god. The girls abruptly stopped chattering. Do you three really not know who she is? She's Amai Camilla, granddaughter of Chagua Fournier, a legend within the cake making industry. She holds an entire legacy upon her shoulders, and all you three care about is her hair. Well, she is still a girl, and not just some like cake making machine. All the girls stared at Haruka in confusion. They all gave her a judging look, but that was a given seeing how Haruka randomly butt in the conversation. However, Camille had a slightly shocked expression. Crap, embarrassing myself on the first day of school. Oh, is that true, Amai-san? Everyone looked to Camille for an answer, and without hesitation or modesty, Camille smiled slightly and replied, "Oh, do I have a little fan here in my class?" Haruka was taken aback and started blushing. But before Haruka could even answer, the crowd around Camel voted in Eva and swarmed Camel with a different set of questions. Girl 1. So it's true. Oh my god. So you make cakes and stuff? Now that you say that, I think I remember hearing the name somewhere. The cakes must be incredible. Haruka couldn't get past the wave of questions and had no choice but to leave the scene. So I guess, well, the other character is a bit of a celebrity, and then I don't know like how this, well, the main character exposing her is going to play into this. Well, by assuming it's Salt, then I would assume that she's not super happy. She trotted away from the group reluctantly and went to sit with Kade, who was watching the ordeal from afar, giving Haruka a Cheshire cat smile as she walked near. Oh, it wasn't the senpai that caught your eye. A senpai just shut up. So it seems someone has something in common with you, huh? That's a lucky find. Good for you. Oh yeah, because the main character is making cakes too. Come on, stop it. It was just a big surprise to find someone like her being in such close reach to me. Haruka, you can't leave this old friend behind. I might be useless and talentless, but... Haruka gives Kaede an unimpressed look. Well, just don't forget about me when you two get married. No, that's well skipping a step or two. Exclamation marks. Kaede. Little did Haruka know though that even with the bombardment of questions, she had piqued Camille's interest with her little outbreak. But Camille didn't bother pressing any further, for she just thinks of Haruka as nothing more than a fan that had probably just heard of her family name once or twice in magazines and interviews. She had more urgent tasks to worry about. Oh yeah, let me drink a little bit. Oh, well, good save too, I guess. Oh yeah, the game uses gamepad, you need to be careful. Alright, I'll take this salt shaker, because why not? Yeah, wasn't there some way to like disable the gamepad, though it didn't work in the previous game? Oh well, bell rang signaling the end of class, and with it the school day. Haruka could barely pay attention during her afternoon classes, what with her mind preoccupied with wanting to talk to Camille. Oh, this, but I don't know if it helps. Or maybe actually it works in this one. But that's nice if it does. As she was putting away her school supplies, she peered over to where Campbell sat. Uh, uh, well, I guess like it disables some of the buttons, but not all. Alright. There we are back to the point. She sat there in a quiet elegance, swiftly but thoroughly placing each item in her bag. Good, now's my chance to talk to her about cake making. Haruka quickly got out of her seat and made her way over to Camel's desk. Camel was already standing when Haruka reached her, which made her appearance far more intimidating. Oh, if it isn't my little fan from earlier, did you also want to ask me some questions? It seemed like you had something to say before. Yeah. I just wanted to say that I really enjoy the cakes you and your family make, both in looks and taste. You see, my family also runs a cakery, so I have always been into... Your family also runs a pâtissier? No. Just a regular cakery. But we still Camel's bright face quickly dimmed. If it's not a pâtissier, then it's none of my concern. I only associate with the best, not second rates who think the little rundown cakeries are worth anything. Well, oh, that's a little harsh. Haruka was stunned. She watched with her mouth wide agape as Camel strutted out of the classroom. Haruka was indeed devastated that her role model had technically shunned her, but soon that sadness turned into wrath. Haruka. Kaede came up to try to comfort Haruka, but as Kaede was about to grab her arm, Haruka shoved her away and stomped to the doorway, shouting towards Camel, "Hey, you pretentious princess! You're looking down on me now, but wait till I show you. We are no different. Go and kiss that fancy ass of your pâtissier, you condescending scum." Well, that is her reaction. Yeah. Yeah, enemies to lovers is like a really good trope. I really like it. Haven't seen it that much in visual novels, but I have seen it in lesbian fiction like novels, and it tends to be really good. It created a big scene where nearly everyone in the class was in shock, including Kaede. Where even for her, it's first hearing Haruka being this mad. Yeah, well, yeah, shouting like that might create a little bit of a commotion. Let me drink a little bit. Haruka went back to her desk, grabbing her bag, and left a blazing trail of fire behind her as she stormed out of the classroom and onto the road home. She was nearly halfway to her house when Kaede caught up with her. Haruka, hold up. Kaede squeezed heavily, obviously out of breath from chasing down Haruka. You didn't have to run after me, I'm fine. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe in some sense, but not like in all senses. You know, you're not. Haruka kept continuing to walk, disregarding Kaede. Haruka's mind was still bustling with angry comments that she wanted to say to Kama. After she realized that Kaede wasn't catching up, Haruka turned around to check up on her. She saw Kaede standing in the same spot still, trying to catch her breath. Seeing Kaede in such a helpless state, Haruka calmed down a bit and decided to go back to her. You okay? Please. Honestly, you know I'm no athlete, Haruka. Sorry, I was really pissed. That girl really got on your nerves, didn't she? That was honestly the first time I ever saw you get so angry. Haruka's annoyed face returned once again. Don't even remind me of her. Haruka turned around and resumed her path home. Well, too bad, cause you gotta face her every single day from now on. Or at least until we graduate. Or maybe if we switch classes next year, you might be able to lessen the amount of times you see her. Well, you could move to like Siberia or something. I just can't believe she'd outright look down on me like that. That was so unnecessary. Well, yeah, I guess, kind of, yeah. My dreams of becoming friends with her are completely shattered. Yeah, well, the outbreak of anger might not help there either. Just thinking of what happened makes me so angry. Haruka began speeding up again, making Kaede's goal, needing to catch up with her. Then why don't you prove her wrong? Kaede, the thing is, I can't. Come on, don't belittle yourself like that. She's the granddaughter of an elite class cake maker. I'm just from a cake shop located at a small district shopping mall. Huh? What happened to? I'll show you we are no different, Yeah. You know, I just said that on an impulse. Well then, you gotta live up to your words now, don't you? What's said has been said. No, you can kind of like go apologize like bend down on the floor or whatever, and then like go like I'm sorry, I didn't mean that I was going to show you like I'm just like some plebe from a cakery, so forget about it. She probably didn't even hear it. Oh yeah, that too. The whole school probably heard it. I'll deal with it some other day. The two then arrived in front of Kaede's house. Well, time for me to go. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. After saying their temporary goodbyes, Haruka then walked alone back home, still trying to wrap her head around the condescending remarks from her so-called role model. The week went by without any further conflict between Haruka and Camille. However, it was obvious Haruka had not forgotten that one day from the intense glare she held towards Camille. Kaede herself sat behind Haruka, felt it the most. Haruka, are you feeling alright? Yeah, why wouldn't I be? It just seems like lately you have been staring daggers at Camille. I don't think she really cares, but the rest of the class is starting to take notice. Well, they should just mind their own business. Look, I know, I told you, prove her wrong and whatnot, but this is not what I meant by that. I know, which is why I prepared the perfect plan to do so. Haruka's expression changed from total contempt to a jovial smile. Okay, you're obviously thinking up something stupid. You say that now, but once the class starts, you'll think of me as a genius. Why? What's our next class? Foods, and I hear we are baking today. And at that point, I will challenge Campbell to a cake-off, so my family's cakes are just as good as hers. Let's not get to eating out her yet. Are you sure the teacher will allow you to do that? Cause we do have a predetermined lesson. It will be fine, don't worry. How exactly is it going to be fine? And so it begins. Teacher. Alright, today we are baking mini cakes. They are mini, so you girls don't gain a few pounds from eating a big cake. The teacher laughed as the students protested. But at the word of cakes, both Haruka and Campbell's ears perked up. What a chance! I guess even fate wants us to compete with each other. Haruka snickered and shot to glance at Camille, who was already staring at Haruka with subtle dagger eyes. Yeah, it is. Well, kind of a rivalry, I guess. You'll be in groups of 4. In other words, with the people that you're at your station with, and you have 45 minutes to prep and bake the cake all together. Well, I guess the baking will take long. I don't know, like if 45 minutes is even enough to make it in reality, but oh well. She then handed out the instruction sheets to each of the students and directed them to the ingredients on the table up front. All the ingredients are up here. Please line up properly when getting them, so there won't be any barking or pushing. Yeah, but like if they have like already prepared everything, like how much room is there really to like differentiate, like are they somehow going to put like some kind of extra ingredients or something, make it special somehow? You know, like a cake dough is a cake dough anyway. I guess the feeling can vary. Again, you have 45 minutes, but slow and steady wins the race. I don't know about 45 minutes though, like if that is slow and steady at all. 45 minutes. Easy. Yeah, just like put the oven in like double heat so it will like go prepare faster, right? And go. Each of the students took their time to read through the instruction sheet, but being the eager beavers they were, Haruka and Camel were already a step ahead, got dressed and dashed to the ingredients table. The whole class stared in awe as the two blazed across the table, gathering ingredients at the speed of light. Looks like I can just sit back and relax. The room was soon heated up by Haruka and Camel's competitive drive. As Kaede predicted, the rest of the team didn't really do much besides watch the interesting match that was going on. Both their cakes were sent into the oven at the same time, the two sweating slightly after the little workout they had. Camel walked over confidently to confront Haruka about the cakes. Do you think you're a match for me, Pumpkin? Well, they are just cakes though, like. And besides, like, well, even if you make it super fast, it's not going to be any better. Like, nobody can taste the speed really. I'll show you. Teacher! What is it, Amai-san? Do you mind being the judge and see which cakes taste better, mine or Koyama-san's? Oh, was this a competition from the start? No wonder you two were on a roll. Sure, why not? Do I doubt they taste any different, seeing that the instructions I gave you were the same? Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was said, once the cakes were done baking, the teacher will be judging which one would win. Yeah, but how about, like, you know, the frosting and stuff? And both Haruka and Camel were confident that it was theirs that was going to be victorious. The cakes were taken out and cut with a slice on a plate side by side. Well, let's say that they are cupcakes or something. Like, you don't necessarily need frosting, but it would be nice. Haruka and Camel stood at their respective plates and awaited their judgment. Oh yeah, also, like, there are these, like, I don't know what they are called in English, but the dry kind of cakes, so maybe it's one of those. Like, I don't know. Well, they can be kind of like spicy cakes, but not super spicy. They don't have frosting or anything. I sometimes like to make those. Like, the chocolate ones are really sweet. It struck us It struck an interesting uh, it struck an interest in the rest of the class as well, which caused the whole crowd to gather around. Teacher. The appearance of both cakes looks pretty decent. The teacher examined the slices carefully, judging the looks first. Now let's have a taste of Amai-san's first. She took only one bite and gleefully enjoyed the slice. Well, I guess this isn't like the kind of like thing they have like in food anime that like the teacher will like burst in enjoyment, like, well, you know how it is in that kind of shows, like the lewd faces and whatever. Amazon's cake is delightfully well made. The cake is not too hard and not too moist, but just perfect. Good job on that, Amazon. Yeah. Well, at least they are having the moist cake. Camille gave a smug little grin at Haruka, in which Haruka returned with an annoyed expression. Next up was Haruka's. Haruka's palms were sweaty as he had them clenched in the fists from the nervousness. Let's see if Koyama-san's is on par or not. Haruka gulped. This was the breakthrough she needed to prove Campbell wrong, and she was anticipating the moment when she could show the evidence that she is just as good in her face. However, everything went wrong. The teacher had a sour look on her face. And at that moment, Haruka's heart literally skipped a beat as he dawned on an exasperated expression. Well, I hope not literally, but yeah, hopefully you don't need a doctor or anything. The teacher quickly grabbed a drink of water and laughed light-heartedly. Koyama-san, you must have mistaken sugar for salt. Yeah. Well, I guess it happens, but it doesn't really happen that much. Haruka obviously died in the inside. Exclamation marks. No, that can't be. Haruka confirmed the truth by taking a bite of the slice. To Haruka's dismay, the teacher wasn't joking around. Right then, the last bell rang, indicating the end of the school day. Oh, it's that time already. Alright, I hope you guys had fun today and be prepared for next week's class. Everyone began leaving the classroom, but the teacher caught the two competitors before leaving. Haruka was settled inside and began leaving the classroom walking behind Camille. Maybe next time, Pumpkin. No, that can't be. How could I have? Where do you two think you're going? Sad Haruka and satisfied Camille looked back as the teacher grabbed their shoulders. You guys still have big mess to clean up. She pointed to the station that they were using. Please clean it until it's spotless before leaving. Yeah, I was actually wondering like why didn't they do the cleanup thing like back in the primary school? Like yeah, you definitely had to do the cleanup too on the cooking classes. Like a good portion of the class was just that. And well, the teacher was like, well, you will learn how to wash dishes and whatever. Which well, isn't that hard? Oh, let me drink a little bit again. Alright. She gave both of them a smile, but it's obvious that she wasn't pleased with the battlefield like kitchen counters. Haruka and Camille had no choice but to comply. No good thing they live at walking distance from the school. Like if you had to take like a bus or something, it might be like a good wait after the cleanup, depending on the schedules. The entirety of the time the two cleaned in silence. From afar, Camille could see Haruka had already lost her spirit as she cleaned. It was her fault for making competition out of this. If she hadn't, she would have been able to bake the cake correctly and clang. Camille's thoughts were interrupted and Haruka dropped the mixing bowl on the floor. Haruka slowly picked it up and put it in the sink as with the other utensils. Camille watched Haruka pitifully and just couldn't take the negative aura anymore. Hey, stop mulling over it, will you? You're going to make me depressed soon. Haruka glared at Camille. ... She opened her mouth to say something but decided to ignore Camille. Maybe listen. I just wanted to prove you wrong. Haruka shouted over the running faucet. Maybe if you hadn't looked down on me so much. I just wanted to talk to you. Cheers. What? Nothing. Haruka continued to wash, as there was nothing else better to say to Camille. The silence advanced, with just the sound of running water. That went on for a good 30 minutes, until it was time to wipe the countertop. Yeah, that's some slightly slow dispersing. But seeing your techniques with how you made your cake and the fact that you weren't any slower than I was, it seems that you do have some skill. Haruka pretended to not pay attention but couldn't help wanting to hear more praise. I did say my family runs a cake shop. Yeah, you did, and I remember clearly. I'm kind of feeling that I want to hiccup, but I'll try not to. Haruka was having difficulty figuring out what to say. It seems like Camille was being nicer to her than she used to be. I guess I proved something to her, at the very least. And I'm sorry. Haruka froze on the spot. Did she hear that right? Camille was hesitantly trying to speak and looked to the side trying to avoid eye contact. I didn't really mean to say those kinds of things about you. I'm just not used to. It's okay. Haruka went back to wiping the table as she spoke. I don't think I can blame you for looking down on me like that. You are from a pretty prestigious family, are you not? Camille couldn't find the words to respond. And I guess I was ahead of myself, trying to be on your level. But I was just trying to defend my status. I didn't want to be seen as a second-rate baker. It's just that I have been told to be the best of the best, and I can't settle for anything less. But to be honest, I did think of you as a second rate for a bit. Yeah, you rich people wanting to be at the top, at the very top, and whatnot. You guys have a reputation too. I have already shown you that I can be around your level, kind of, haven't I? Well, I guess you have shown that you can use salt pretty well. That's why to me, now you're 1.5 rate. Camille sneered quietly. Ooh. Haruka decided to let it drop and laugh at it. Someday then. Someday I'll get to where you are at. Camille was amused once again. Oh, I'll be waiting. And I won't mistake salt for sugar when that time comes. Salt for sugar, ha 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 ha. It was the first time that Haruka had seen Campbell laugh, and it surely was a sight. It was a completely different image than the usual Camel, who always looked so stern and uptight. The sight was so dazzling that Haruka stood speechlessly. I still can't believe you used salt instead of sugar. How salty was the cake? That's probably because I was in a hurry. Camel was wiping the tears of joy from her eyes. That's why you have to take things one step at a time. It's hard to focus when you're overexerting and in a rush. I learned that the hard way. One step at a time, huh? Camel placed the rag back on the hook and headed for the door. Wow, you're faster at cleaning than I thought you'd be. Huh? What do you mean by that? I thought you'd have maids to clean up after Hoyo. I'm not a princess, you know. Well then, I'll be heading out. Camel stopped at the door for one last word. And thanks for the fun today. However, she walked away before Haruka could respond. No problem. Yeah, well, it was slightly salty, I guess. But the cake was probably pretty salty, but the interactions. Well, I guess you can't make it too salty though if you want the game to be like relatable hot. But in the lesbian fiction, like the salty can go a notch or two higher. Haruka woke up in a lethargic daze, this time without the help from her younger sister. Yeah, it seems pretty quick. But well, I guess it is still like a little bit of a salty start, but well, assuming that the game is like halfway or something, now I guess it kind of makes sense. But yeah, I wouldn't have minded like some more salty interactions, like they tend to make the sweet part really good. But this is fine too. She heaved herself out of bed, trying her best to rub the sleep away from her eyes. She didn't bother taking the time or eat a full breakfast, instead choosing to get ready and leave for school, all at a leisurely pace. The path to the school, although having only been trekked through for a little bit over a week, had already been ingrained into her mind, becoming a subconscious routine. Despite Haruka practically being half asleep, she was still cognizant enough to notice the lack of high school students on their way to school. In fact, there were none. Not even Kaede, who always walks with Haruka, could be seen. Maybe it's like a weekend or something. Haruka broke into a cold sweat. No, 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 it can't be. It can't be. Haruka hastily pulled out her cell phone to check the time. 8:35. Ah. Immediately Haruka booked it to school, wasting no time at all. However, as she neared the gated entrance, she saw that it was closed shut. Damn it, why didn't Yumi wake me up? Or could it still be the weekend? It was then that Haruka remembered last night. Her sister told her she had to go to school early tomorrow and to set her alarm so she doesn't sleep in. Alright, I guess I can't put the blame on her. Not really knowing what to do, Haruka kept walking towards the school gate until she noticed an expensive looking black car pulling up along the side of the entrance. She peered from afar, trying to get a glimpse of whoever was driving. Suddenly the driver's side door opened and a man dressed in a black suit got out of the car. He made his way to the passenger side door and opened it. Unsurprisingly, the passenger of the car turned out to be Camille. What was surprising was her being late. At least I'm not the only one. The man returned to the driver's door, entered, and without saying a single word, drove away, leaving Camille alone at the school gate. Haruka hurried to meet her, but as she got closer, she noticed the somber look of Camel's face. Hey, Amai-san, I guess you're late too, huh? Koyama-san. Camel turned towards Haruka in surprise, but immediately regained her composure. Yes, it seems we both slept in. How can you sleep in though when you have like a private car to take you to the school? Like you think they would wake you? But I never took you for someone to sleep in. What with all your butlers and maids? Yeah. Again, I'm not a princess. I take care of myself in regards to hooking up or not. Usually my sister wakes me up. I honestly don't know if I would make it on time without her. Yeah, both of you use alarm clocks. Oh, a sister? Yeah, she's more responsible than I am apparently, despite only being 13. Haha. Looks like you got more things to work on besides your baking skills. Haruka gave a nervous smile to Camille, hoping she doesn't send another condescending remark like she did the first time they met. Must be nice to have a sister. Yeah, well, I guess like up to a point, like it's handy to have like you can play board games together and such. Well, they can be a little bit of a pain too, but well, I guess we got along pretty well. Camille began to walk away, and Haruka followed, wondering where she was heading. Oh wait, where are you going? You're not skipping, are you? Well, you both kind of are already, because you're late. And if I am? Camille paused. That really doesn't match your image at all. Camille resumed her path. Sometimes when you're bound by rules, you have the urge to break them. Nah, not really. I don't really get that feeling. It depends on like rules, but well, sane rules. He steadily and unhesitantly walked away from the school gate. Haruka knows he means serious business. Gee, it's only the second week and he's already skipping. I'm really beginning to see the different sides of her. Wait, but where are you going? Who knows? I'll go where the wind takes me. She must be nuts. Camille turned back to Haruka as she stopped in her tracks. Got any ideas? Well, I got one. School. She said it with such a blank face. It was almost like she didn't care about anything at all. Haruka was taken aback by the cold face. Camel waited patiently for the answer, still staring at Haruka with empty eyes. How about school? Before Haruka could finish her sentence though, she saw someone behind the school gates in the corner of her eyes. Before that, we gotta get away from school or else we'll get caught skipping. You know, they have already caught you skipping because you missed the call. In haste, Haruka instinctively grabbed Camille's hand and eloped from the school gates. Wait. What do you mean wait? We can't let them see us. As nimbly as they could, Haruka and Camille left the site of any administrative staff. Well, you could have just asked them to open the gate. Besides, who even has gates blocking the way to the school? If you sleep in, it's still better that you can get back to the school. If you barricade the whole school, if after though people in time have entered, everybody else has no choice but to skip classes. We should be safe here. Ha! Haruka looked at Camille, who was still panting and gasping for breath, and chuckled. You're just like Kaede. Ha, Kaede. Both unathletic. Haha. Camille straightened herself up and went back to their previous topic. So, Koyama-san, where do you suggest we go? Haruka looked around to see where was worth going to. They were running blindlessly, that even Haruka didn't pay any mind to where they were going. Haruka's fine. Let's see. We should be near. Haruka pulled out her cell phone and decided to search for a good nearby restaurant. Oh, that's some quality skipping at least. After all, she did skip breakfast and was feeling hungry after that little marathon. Haruka-san? Camille mumbled. Feeling hungry. Haruka showed a picture of a restaurant that was situated just a few blocks away. Camille at first looked confused but agreed. Sure. The inside of the restaurant was typical of any family-oriented eatery, quiet in both style and atmosphere. Haruka and Camille both took their seats at one of the empty booths and were each handed menus by the waitress. I wonder what I should get. Have you decided yet, Camille? Camille stared at the menu with a puzzled expression. Hey, what's wrong? You look like you're having a tough time deciding. No, there's just too many things. She continued staring at the menu, her expression unchanging. I think I'll have this. Camille points to her menu. Ooh, curry. Nice choice. I'll have that too then. The waitress came back to their booth. What would you two like to order? They gave their orders to the waitress, who promptly returned to the kitchen. Oh man, I haven't had curry in a long time. When was the last time you had some, Camille? Oh, I had some before. You had never had curry before, have you? Camille looked away sheepishly, slightly blushing. Well, I didn't think you would get flustered over something like this. I haven't had many Japanese dishes before. You know, you could have said something. It's not like I would have made fun of you for it. I guess being rich means eating more home cooked meals. You should be glad though. Today you'll get to try the best and tastiest curry in all of Japan. Well, that is a statement. And besides, curry is, well, kind of home cooked food anyway. Like it's not like your typical like, I don't know, like what is in a restaurant look like, food like steak or something. But curry is something you totally can make home, no problem. Says who? Says me, that's who? Before long, the waitress came back with the orders. Oh, it smells so good. Itadakimasu. Itadakimasu. They simultaneously dug into the dishes, savoring each spoonful until all of the curry was no more. Delicious. Nothing beats getting full with curry on an empty stomach. What ya think about your first experience with curry? I wasn't lying when I said it was the best. Camille looked towards Haruka with her natural stoic expression. It was indeed quite good. I do have one complaint. Haruka waited in quiet hesitation for Camille's response. It was a tad too salty for me, but other than that, it was good. Too salty, huh? Really again? Salt seems to be your number one complaint. I can't help it. I bake cakes, which means more sugar than salt. It's not my fault that you can't tell the difference between the two. They both looked at each other started to laugh. You know, we still have a lot of time before school's done for the day. We should check out some shops. Maybe go to the arcade. It will be pretty empty at this time of day. Well, they could have just gone to the school though and then done this like this after the school. Sure, let's go. After hours spent checking local shops and playing around at the arcade, Haruka and Campbell decided to waste the remaining time by sitting on the grass by the river. Man, I can't believe you're so good at fighting games, Camille. I figured being a rich girl would mean less time to play stuff like that. On the like, oh, if you have like mates and stuff to do like all the little things for you, wouldn't that mean that you have more time? I always try to fit in some free time into my schedule. I'm not always practicing or studying, you know? I suppose. Too bad we couldn't play the claw machine. It would be bad if we brought home any incriminating evidence. Even so, we'll probably get in trouble anyway. Yeah, no doubt. Ah. Alright? Right, haha. They both looked at the river, gleaming from the sun's rays. It sparkled as if made of many tiny crystals. Oh man, my throat is in such a bad shape. Alright, well, let's try again. It was quiet for some time until Camille broke the silence. I didn't oversleep. Huh? Actually, I guess I kind of did, but it was more intentional than accidental. What is he getting at? Haruka stared quizzically at Camille as he continued. After I went home on the day when we had to stay behind and clean the classroom, my mother questioned me and asked why I was late. I told her about our competition, but that it was just for fun. She scolded me and told me that I shouldn't waste my time and experience on something so childish. But I don't know if you can really waste experience. Like it's not like an RPG or anything. I wasn't really mad at her. I knew how she would react anyway, so I apologized and told her that I wouldn't do it again. But when we were competing, I don't know, I guess I was just happy. It was fun, despite how stupid it was. Camille paused, took a breath, then started again. Since then, my day-to-day life, studying, practicing ethics lessons, started feeling monotonous. Even baking was too boring to do. I guess I was just yearning for that kind of excitement for that day, from that day. As if something was missing. Before Haruka could interject, Camille stood up. Sorry, I was rambling on too much. I must have bored you. No, it's fine. It was just unexpected. Yeah, I just needed to vent out. I think we should probably get back now. My personal driver will be expecting me. I don't think it's possible to say that without sounding snobbish. They both laughed at the joke, but Haruka was still taken aback by what Camille had said. Why did she tell me all that? And what was he going to say? These thoughts and questions bombarded her mind, but she decided not to worry about them now. Instead, Haruka got up as well, and both she and Camille went back home. Oh, got to be careful with the throat. Hmm. um. Alright. The hall was rather quiet, save for the typical murmuring between students and the gentle tapping of the rain against the windows as Haruka walked down the stairs to the foyer. I can't believe Kairi actually joined the club, and this late too. What does he even know about art anyway? Oh, you, you can learn art. Whatever. I don't always need to walk home with her, but it would have been nice to have her umbrella. As Haruka arrived at her locker, she glanced outside through the entrance door. Oh, that is loud rain. The rain poured down mercilessly from the clouds above, unrelenting as it pelted those unprepared. Really? What happened to the gentle tapping a few seconds ago? Defenseless against the elements, Haruka was only equipped with her school bag and the clothes on her back. She swiftly thought up a plan. Okay, I can probably make it to the gate with minimal exposure if I use my bag to cover my head while running between the trees. After that, I'll try to use the sides of the buildings and my back to further prevent myself from getting too soaked. Hmm, yeah, it is a bit yikes. I'm going to be drenched, yeah, for sure. With a hesitant sigh, Haruka reluctantly pushed through the doors and proceeded under the entrance's canopy. From here, she took one last look at her escape route and instantaneously bolted towards the first tree. She continued onwards until she made it to the school gate. Alright, now I just gotta run as fast as I can, or give me back. She charged into the pouring rain, holding the bag over her head, running with the speed of a Shinkansen, or basically a train. Haruka tried her best to dodge the rain, but to no avail. She quickly realized the inevitability of running in the rain without proper anti-rain measures. No, just an umbrella. I got drenched anyway. Not even my athletic stamina can save me. As Haruka slowed her pace to a walk, she caught the sound of someone shouting behind her over the loud thundering of the rain. She turned to see who it was, but the only thing in sight was the familiar black car. Before Haruka could even think of what to do next, Camel popped her head out of one of the windows. Haruka! Camel motioned to Haruka to get in the car, which he hesitantly obliged. Are you sure about this? I'll get the seats wet. It's fine. It's just water. Well, it's kind of like, well, not exactly, but kind of, I guess, like being in a limo with a celebrity or something. Camille gave Haruka a stern look as he sat in her seat, shivering from the cold rain. Honestly, what were you thinking? Where's your umbrella? Didn't you see the forecast for today? You should be glad I caught a glimpse of you zigzagging on the sidewalk. Those were evasive maneuvers, haha. Camille huffed and crossed her arms over her chest. I guess you leave me no choice then. Haruka perked up. Yeah, like what is it going to be like? Strip? You don't want your parents seeing you soaked to the bone, do you? Well, I don't know, like if it's that bad of a thing. Like just say that though you forgot your umbrella. Haruka shook her head, unaware of where Camel was going. Then it settled. You'll dry yourself and your clothes back at my house? Well, I guess. Before Haruka could give her input on the matter, Camel went straight back to scolding Haruka. I guess this is fine. I've always wanted to see what a man's looks like. They pulled up to what Haruka believed to be Camel's home, but Haruka couldn't tell from her side. The driver, while holding an umbrella, opened the door on Camel's side. Haruka scooted over to the door, not wanting to suffer the rain's wrath a second time. Well, it is a house, I guess. When they got out of the car, he stood in front of what he assumed to be Camel's house. It was not a mansion. I thought you lived in a mansion. I never said anything of the sort. Besides, this house is plenty luxurious without the need of unnecessary space. Yeah, I guess I don't really get like why some people would would like a mansion with like I don't know like 20 toilets or something, like just use one toilet. About the same with living rooms, like you don't need a million living rooms. Only live once. Haruka, although slightly disappointed, conceded that it indeed did have a luxurious feel to it. The two girls made their way inside while the driver returned to the car to park it in the garage. Haruka was in awe. Compared to the outside, the inside was much more comforting, being more akin to a regular home than an expensive one. The bathroom is down that hall on the left. I'll bring some towels and a change of clothes for you. With that, Camel went to retrieve the items, leaving Haruka alone at the entrance hall. Haruka scanned the open room. The comforting atmosphere she once felt disappeared, now replaced with a feeling of intimidation. Okay, it was down this hall, right? Haruka gingerly made her way to the bathroom, leaving little puddles of water along the way. The bathroom wasn't as lavishly decorated as Haruka expected, instead appearing like any normal bathroom would. Shortly after, Haruka heard a knock on the door. "I brought a change of clothes for you." Haruka opened the door. "I'm not sure how well they'll fit, though." Yeah, that is also handy, I guess. I don't really like see why you would want like really huge house. Like yeah, if you have like kids and if you work from home, then you might want a couple of extra room. But beyond that, I don't really see the point. Ah, Haruka looked at Campbell's chest and then looked down at her own. Campbell noticed Haruka's glance and blushed. "I'm sure it's fine." Haruka chuckled and reassured Campbell with a warm smile that it was just a joke. "I'm just joking, silly." Silly? Haruka then closed the bathroom door, leaving Camille in the hall, still flustered about being called silly. The sound of water soon started as Haruka pulled the soaked uniform off her skin and quickly opened the shower. As she turned the valves, hot water immediately cascaded upon her supple form, bringing with it a feeling of bliss. Steam began forming on the glass doors to the shower, silhouetting Haruka's body from the outside. The hot water continued enveloping Haruka's body as he started to subconsciously evaluate Campbell's house. Too bad it wasn't the mansion, huh? It's still bigger than my house though, and it definitely has a more grandeur feel. Even her bathroom looks sleek and stylish. The bathrooms he uses. She began blushing at the petty thought of using the same bathroom as Camel. Yeah, that I don't know, like nothing to get lewd at from that. Ah, what's wrong with me? Who cares about that? She tried bringing her back to her more reasonable senses while lightly slapping both her cheeks. Slap, slap. Jeez. Shooting water probably melted my brain. Ah, shoot. I shouldn't be wasting so much water. Haruka rushed to turn off the shower and hurriedly put on the clothes that Campbell had lent her. Surprisingly, on the contrary to Haruka's joke prior, the simple outfit fit her comfortably. A slight breeze of cold air wrapped around Haruka as the bathroom door opened. Camille greeted her in a casual outfit with a hairdryer in her hands. "Oh, you're done? Oh, they have different outfits. Nice." You look different with your hair down." "Ha ha ha, I do? How do I? Anyway, I'll dry your hair." After your hair's dry, let's go to my cake shop. Wait, what? I'll give you a mini tour of what goes on behind the counter too if you want. Hmm. And goes behind the counter, huh? Wait, I'll get a tour too. Do you not want one? Of course I do. Hoka has been in there many times, but it was only to admire the cakes from behind the glass and maybe an occasional small treat when she had the money. She would have never imagined being able to see how the pros work their craft in the back. But I hope it's not just level them defrosting cakes or something, like defrosting pre-made cakes. I'll have my chauffeur deliver your school uniform to you once it dries. Thanks for trying them too. It's only natural for a host to provide hospitality to her guest. Loud whirring sounds echoed through the acoustic bathroom. Camel gently dried Haruka's hair with the blow dryer. I guess this is also like one of the like nice moments in life that I kind of mentioned it in yesterday, like somebody drying your hair with like this kind of whirring sound would be kind of nice. Haruka frequently opened her eyes when the strands of hair would land in her eye. To Haruka, this moment seemed so surreal. The whole event seemed surreal. It was only a few weeks back that they were exchanging menacing glares. Now they are both considered somewhat friends. Haruka smiled at the thought of this change of events. She would have never expected this to happen. What are you smiling at? Camille said in a more audible voice to empower the blow dryer's noise. Nothing. You're weird. Yeah, sure. Haruka returned with a brighter smile. The two had somehow become closer, even though they started off with a rough patch. The fancy black car had dropped the two off in front of the grand store. Or the store is like a different place then. Well, I guess it makes sense, but well, kind of weird. Weird, like you take your friend home and then dry her hair and then off we go to the store. Even from the outside, where different customers were entering the shop, you could see through the windows there were a ton of people waiting in line to buy cakes. A sweet fragrance welcomed them as they entered the store, a fragrance that Haruka would never forget. Wow, it's busy today. Yeah, people often come here after work or school to buy cakes. Despite also frequenting the store often, Haruka stood in awe for the 100th time, taking in the spectacular view of the cakes all around the store. But she was interrupted by Camel grabbing her hand and dragging her elsewhere. This way. Uah. Camel elegantly led Haruka towards the door that led behind the counters, crazily maneuvering around the crowds of people. As Camel opened the door, the warm colors of the front of the store changed into a cool chrome palette. There were several workers running to and fro, taking cakes out of the ovens and decorating them. Incredible. Haruka's parents' place couldn't even compare to Camel's. The facility here was nice and modern, whereas Haruka's could almost be considered run down. We really live in two different worlds, don't we? Here, I'll show you the Miro-chan. Who is that? Oh wait. Before Camel could finish her sentence, however, she was clumped by an older-looking girl, donned in a white pastry chef uniform. Miro-chan. Miro-chan. Katsumi. Miro-chan, it's been so long since I have seen you. It's only been a month or so. Camel had a bashful expression from being hugged, but he didn't push the girl away. So see, that's how close friends are. But you used to come here all the time after school. I missed you. He Katsumi. The clinging girl finally noticed an unfamiliar face standing near Camel. Oh, this is a new friend. This is Koyama Haruka. Haruka, meet Arashi Katsumi. Oh, like Arashi is a storm. Nice to meet you. Haruka bowed. Nice to meet you. But Katsumi's attention quickly returned back to Camel. Miro-chan, just how busy are you lately that you haven't been visiting the shop? You know, I'm gonna get lonely without you. I miss doing things with you. Things? What things? Katsumi, don't say things that could be misunderstood. But Haruka and Camel were blushing madly. Ha ha ha, just kidding. I wonder just what side of Camel I haven't seen yet that Katsumi has. You mean the naked side or something? Huh? I want to see it too. But to bring someone to the back, you must really trust Haruka-chan, don't you? First name basis already. Don't tell me you have already found a new lover, Camel. Didn't you promise me you'd marry me? You're beautiful, Katsumi One-chan. Camille blushed even harder now, feeling her face on fire. Katsumi, that was back when we were kids. That didn't mean anything. Camille saw the glance at Haruka, hoping she would understand this was all just a farce. Haruka avoided the glance though, embarrassed, as she imagined a little Camille gleaming while promising a proposal. Haruka, don't you dare imagine it. Katsumi then noticed someone walk into the group, but didn't mention her to the two. Looks like the fun is over. I gotta get back to work. See you around sometime, Camille. Hopefully soon. Katsumi gave Camille a wink and quickly strided off. Forget what you just heard. Ha ha ha, I'll try. Camille gave a disapproving look. Is she your older sister? No, just a childhood friend. We had known each other since we were little because of our parents' connections. She might be older, but she can be just as immature as a 5-year-old sometimes. Footsteps were becoming louder, and those footsteps were all too familiar to Camille. She turned around to find the puppeteer controlling her life. Mother. Mother looked a little bit like the same. They also like these kind of look the same. Hello, Camille. Haruka stood there, feeling awkward in the sudden intense atmosphere. You must have a lot of free time on your hands to visit the shop. It seems like you're in middle school all over again. I just wanted to show a friend around. A friend? Camille's mom looked at Haruka, and Haruka bowed a 90-degree bow right that instant. Nice to meet you. My name is Koyaka Haruka. I hope you're not making friends with bad influences. I don't like which character of them is like worse influence. Haruka's not a bad influence. Even if she's not a bad influence, you don't have time to be wasting on you useless things. Yeah, that's not exactly how you talk to your daughter's friends. Like, well, right off the bat. Haruka didn't realize said useless was referring to her, but Camille immediately defended her. It's not useless when it's something that I want to waste my time on. Another subtle, condescending look was given to Haruka by Camille's mom. Then I hope you'll still be able to yield good results while working with distractions. Camille's mom turned to Haruka. Koyama-san, I hope you understand that Camille has many priorities she needs to focus on. And without another word, Camille's mom left them and went back to work. Yeah, I could also say to her that you know you're working here, so no time to gossip with your daughter and such. Um, Maybe I should take my leave? Sorry about that. Hmm, it's fine. It's getting late anyway. Thanks for even letting me in the back of the shop. Camille gave one more scorning look at her mother and then escorted Haruka back to the car. As weeks passed by, Camille's life became more and more stressed. Although it was just her first year in high school, her studies and extracurricular activities were getting to her. Hmm. Yeah, you don't really want like that much stress over it in high school though. Like, yeah, parents really shouldn't be there to like make it even worse. She would also have to spend time baking and decorating cakes in order to maintain her skill level, sometimes posing challenges onto her, like making a grandiose cake under a time limit. The stress was soon getting the better of her health, and soon she was experiencing occasional headaches and lightheadedness. Haruka, now spending more time with Camel, noticed easily that Camel wasn't feeling well lately. Camel would often space out or always seem to be deep in thought, giving only short responses, like she wasn't even paying attention to what Haruka was saying. Seeing Camille like that felt uncomfortable, and Haruka decided to consult her about it one day after school. Camille Camille didn't even respond as he packed up her bag, ready to leave. Camille! Haruka shook Camille's arm to get her attention. Exclamation marks. Haruka. Hey Camille, you okay? You seem out of it lately. I'm fine. Camille resumed packing her bag. You don't look fine. Just now, you didn't even respond to me when I called you. I was just thinking about something. But your face has been looking pale lately. Have you been getting enough rest? Plenty. Sorry, Haruka. I have to go. I'll see you tomorrow. Camille then left Haruka at her desk to make her way home. Camille didn't mean to brush her off so coldly like that. It was just that today was the day she was to learn a new skill for baking, and she didn't want to upset her mother any further. Haruka was left alone at Camille's desk, mood dampened because he couldn't lift Camille's mood up. Did you and your wife have a fight? Oh, Kaede. You'd better buy some flowers and some chocolates for her, or else she's going to get taken away by someone else. ... You have been hanging around her lately. How do you manage to befriend the princess after being rivals? I don't know. It just happened one day. You two might be friends now, but you might want to keep your distance from her. Huh? Why? She's gonna be taking over her family's pâtisserie shop, isn't she? She probably has a lot of pressure and stress right now, even though she's only first year in high school. Imagine what it will be like when she reaches third year. Jesus, just thinking about it makes me stressed. What with all those exams and whatever she does, she won't even have time to breathe, let alone have a friend. But yeah, having a friend is nice though. You know, it helps with the stress when you can talk to somebody. Haruka realized that might be true. She knew that Camel had a set future ahead of her. Camille is going down a road that was laid down all for her, and she was expecting this strictly follow. She was expected to strictly follow that road. That's kind of sad, isn't it? Yeah, well, that's life. Maybe I'll... Hey, wanna go home with me? I'm gonna be stopping by the convenience store. Want something? Sure. Haruka pondered that maybe she could give Camille some space. She didn't want to be the one dragging her down. I think in situations like this you kind of want to ask though, like which one does she need? Maybe I am a distraction, but sometimes distractions are good. Ah. The next day, during lunch, as Haruka ate with Camille in the classroom, Haruka decided to confront Camille about giving her space. Camille looked up from her lunch. I have been thinking. Camille was slightly concerned. I have been thinking lately, I should probably give you some space so you can focus on your cakery. What? I feel bad. You seem so busy lately, and I'm just here being a distraction to you. No, Haruka, what distraction? Distraction? Then I hope you'll still be able to yield good results while working with distractions. Oh yeah, that's what she said. Exclamation mark. You're not a distraction. I don't need you to give me space, I'm fine. But I have already hindered you once. Remember us skipping that one day? Oh, she studied though? Sure, Camille did get scolded by her mom that day for skipping, but Camille didn't mind that. It's fine. That didn't bother me one bit. But? No buts. You're not going anywhere. Camille then pulled out her Samsung Galaxy Note 5 and called her Jaffer. Some sponsored content. Hello, Anderson. You don't need to pick me up after school today, thank you. Without even waiting for a response from her chauffeur, she hung up and returned to the conversation she had with Haruka. You're not a distraction, Haruka. In fact, you're a savior. And I'm going to walk home with you today. Haruka wanted to rebut, but Camille cut her thoughts. No arguments. Haruka was left no choice but to just give Camille a worried expression and obey. After sixth period, Camille actively went out to Haruka's desk, all packed up and ready. Are you sure you have time to be walking with me? Always. Haruka wasn't so sure he should be though, still hesitant on taking up Camille's precious time. Let's go then. On the long road home, Sue talked about the upcoming tests and the usual school happenings. Even now, at the back of Haruka's mind, she is still worried about Camille. Camille didn't stutter when she said that Haruka wasn't a disturbance to Camille's life, but it just wasn't convincing Haruka. I wish I was good at art, so I could at least decorate the cake nicer, maybe even paint it with edible glitter. Makes you wish you had taken art classes, huh? Yes, that would be helpful, but I think that would be too much to handle. I have a ton of audio classes already and... Camille was about to finish her sentence, but wobbled and almost lost her balance. Camille, are you okay? I'm fine. But her words meant nothing as he stumbled on her feet. No, you're not. You're barely standing up. I'm fine. Camille. Camille was still conscious, but she was struggling to stay stable. Oh my god. Haruka's house was just a few more ways ahead, so she decided to somehow half carry and half haul Camille to her house. Like the, the caveman stereotype, like somebody would be like dragging the woman like behind them, like that kind of a thing. She swung open the door and, as fast as she could, settled Camille on the couch. Haruka called out to Yumi, hoping she could help with the sick patient. Yumi, calm down. No reply. Yumi. Oh shoot, I forgot it's her turn. Help out at the store today. Haruka, I'm fine. No, shut up. Haruka cursed and hurriedly went to grab a glass of water. Camille felt better after sitting down and was less dizzy than before. Here, a glass of water. Thank you. But really, I'm fine now. You say that, but you're probably gonna collapse once you stand up. Then I'll just sit here. Would you like to watch TV? No. Would you like to do anything while you sit? Well, some smooching maybe? Camille gave a scan throughout the room and spotted the little kitchen area. Camille gave a small mischievous smile. Oh, like let's bake buns or something. Bake me a cake. What? You heard me. Bake me a cake. It doesn't have to be big. That's a small one. Haruka looked at Camille skeptically and wondered if she hit her head somewhere while she faltered on the street. But without further ado, Haruka sighed and did as she was told. Yes, Your Highness. Haruka proceeded towards the kitchen to bake said cake, leaving Camille alone in the living room. Camille hadn't realized it before, but having a moment alone to herself, she felt that Haruka's house was homey. The size of it was of no match to her own, but that all the more gave off an aura of coziness. There was nothing incredibly expensive in the house, nor was there any flashy decor. Everything was just nice and simple. She then focused her attention to the kitchen, where Haruka was beginning to whip up a spontaneous cake. A small cake, so I should probably cut the ingredients in half, no, a quarter? Camille could hear Haruka mumbling to herself over the amounts of ingredients needed, as she noticed that Haruka was absorbed into it. It almost seemed like she was in her own little world. With every pour and every whisk, Haruka looked so happy and content. She was careful not to make any mistakes, and when she did, she was able to fix it up easily with no panic. There was something about her that felt whimsical as she went about her tasks. It didn't seem mechanical. Every minute of it was spent smiling. Haruka looked like she was having fun. It was like nothing was holding her back. No expectations, no worries, no responsibilities. It was what Camille always longed for. Can I also be like that? Clang. Ah, Haruka. Camille instinctively rushed to Haruka's side to find an empty mixing bowl on the floor. Haruka let out a sigh of relief. Ah, thankfully it was empty. But you're still just as clumsy, Camille muttered under her breath. What was that? Nothing? Don't mistake salt for sugar this time. I will learn from my mistakes. Haruka pouted, still annoyed that Camille would probably hold onto that forever. Camille laughed and picked up the fallen mixing bowl. Yeah, let me help. Wait, are you feeling better? You're not going to faint on me again, are you? No, I won't. I feel a lot better now. So pass me another apron and let's get started. Yes, ma'am. The two then continued where Haruka had left off. Camille would often point out some tips for Haruka and teach her more efficient ways of doing certain things. Haruka felt grateful to have a tutor of some sort to show her the ropes. Her parents had taught her many things, but it's always nice to learn new methods from other sources. While they waited for the cake to bake, they began making the icing and frostings. They spent time meticulously making them, sometimes even goofing off. Camille didn't mind it though. She felt happy for the first time in a long while. It reminded her of the day they played hooky. Just like that time, she was temporarily freed from her chains. However, she knew it would only last until she went home. Camille, can you pass me the spatula? Huh? Oh, here? Camille, watching as Haruka scraped the mixing bowl full of frosting and stored it into the piping bag. Haruka's hands were steadily decorating the edge of the cake, careful not to spill over. As Haruka finishes piping the edge, Camille notices a swatch of frosting on her cheek. Haruka, there's some frosting on your cheek. Oh, where? Haruka was about to wipe it off, but Camille beat her to it. However, instead of using a tissue, Camille subconsciously went and licked it. Camille? Even Camille didn't know what came over her. She had to think of a reason quick. Well, you know, I was just like dizzy after gay. Gay had to do it. Sorry, force of habit. Yes, force of habit. Whenever I see frosting, I just have the urge to lick it off. Well, when this happens, like, you know, you take the frosting piping thingy and put some like directly on your lips, right? That's how it works. Camille said all that with a face that's as red as a cherry. As expected of a daughter of an expert patissier. Yeah, oh, it's kind of like ducks. But yeah, not the most convincing excuse. Just like admitted you wanted to do it. Camille's heart was beating like crazy, hoping to God that Haruka actually bought the lie. I don't think so. And on the other hand, Haruka's heart was about to jump out as well. Haruka tried to brush it off, but couldn't forget the sensation of Camille's tongue on her cheek. To quickly change the topic, Camille brought up something else. Doesn't the cake still look a bit plain? Haruka was brought back to reality and paid attention to the issue at hand. You're right? Yeah, not at this moment, like you take like, I don't know, like red marmalade or something and paint a heart shape on the cake. How about? Haruka began to write something on the empty space of the cake. Camille wasn't expecting it at all. I was left speechless. Well, this works, but could have been like more like pussy there. Haruka. I really didn't like seeing you so down lately. I don't know what you have been going through recently, but I really hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Haruka. Thank you. For someone to care so much about her like this, it made Camille emotional. Camille was almost to tears, which made Haruka panic a bit. Wow. If it's too sad to think about, let's change the topic. Camille chuckled. No, it's okay, haha. Then, do you want to have a taste of my masterpiece? Camille dabbed at her eyes with the sleeves of her uniform and agreed. It better not taste like salt. If it tastes like salt, I'll stop pursuing the career of patissier and do what instead like what is. Hello there. I don't know like what is like the alternative, but you become a YouTuber or something. That is, you can be salty here. I'm doing fine, thank you. Having fun with some Yuri games. How about there in the chat? How's it going there? You don't have to go that far. That's how confident I am with the salt. The girls shared the cake along with tea at the dinner table. Haruka. Huh? Why is it? I'm going to be away on Friday and the weekend to attend a cake competition. I'll be in Kyoto for a few days because of it. You're going to be in a competition. It's not a big one, but it's still something to be stressed about. Is that why you have been like this lately? Yeah, somewhat. I had no idea you were soldering something like that. It's okay. I'm kind of used to it. I wish you good luck though. You better win for me. Oh wait, this like pile of more pressure there. Who do you think I am? Of course I'll win. And I'll come back to show you. I'll be looking forward to it. Ring ring ring. Sure. Is it your mom? Yeah. Camille didn't want to explain where she was at the moment, so he declined the call and quickly called up her chauffeur to bring her up. I'll think of an excuse on the ride home, but I have to go now. Thank you again for the cake. It was really fun making it with you. No problem. Honk. Moments later, the honk of the car sounded, signaling Camille to come out. See you on Sunday. Yeah, see you. Although she said it with a smile, deep down, Haruka felt uneasy. 3 days isn't such a long time, is it? Well, sometimes 3 days can be a bit of a long time without your darling. It was the Friday Camille said she was going to leave. Camille came for her classes and then left right away when the bell rang. I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye. Haruka suddenly packed her bags and was about to leave until Kari popped up beside her. Hey Haruka. Hey Kari. Say, can I sleep over at your place tomorrow? My parents are out on a business trip. I'll get hella bored. So you decided to come and pester me? Who else is there to pester? Haruka punched Kaede slightly in the arm in a playful manner. As I thought, I'm your number one to go for annoying arm. Ha ha ha. Yumi opened the door as the doorbell rang. Oh Yumi, long time no see. This shirt. Kaede ruffled Yumi's hair as a greeting, in which Yumi protested. Kaede. Yumi brushed through her hair to clean up the mess that Kaede made. Thanks for having me over. Haruka peeked down the stairs to check who rang the bell. It's Kaede. Yeah. Yo. Kaede stepped into the house and settled on the couch like it was second nature. After all, Kaede had been over to Haruka's house for countless times. Haruka opened the fridge and asked Kaede if she wanted a drink. Nah, I'm fine. Save the hospitality. If you say so. Haruka trotted to the couch and landed right next to Kaede. Why did you come over so late? It's already 8. I had club activities to attend to. I have life too, you know. Club activities, huh? How is it anyway? I never got to talk to you about it. It's good. All of them are literally God's gift. You wouldn't have guessed it, Haruka. A lot of them are actually closet otakus that draw manga in secret. No way actually. Oh, probably that's why the shirt then. You never really told me why you ever joined the art club though. No particular reason. Lies. You wouldn't join something that's not worth your time. Hey, I have interesting things too, you know? Right? Knock it off. Kaede grabbed the pillow that was lying beside her and sent it flying towards Haruka's face. Haruka couldn't help but laugh out loud. Alright, I'll stop prying. I'll pry for the reason some other time. Kaede turned on the TV to hopefully get away from the topic that she wanted to keep a secret. The TV filled in the previously vacant silence and acted as a background noise for the two. So let's talk about you. There's nothing to talk about. Kaede gave Haruka a doubtful look. How did it go with Amai? Did you heed my advice? Nah. Haruka did technically follow Kaede's advice, but Camille didn't want Haruka to leave. So in the end, it's just back to square one. I don't know if it's exactly square one though. Not quite. Otherwise it would be salty. Salty like this. Somewhat. I guess I didn't need to. She's out to a competition this weekend anyway. Kaede decided she didn't care enough to press further, for she didn't feel like she needed to. She wasn't really one to poke her nose into other people's business. Time passed as both of them were immersed in the late night variety shows. No more additional words were spoken, but they liked the silence between them. It was comfortable because the two were close enough to just enjoy each other's quiet company. I kind of know how that works. But Haruka broke the silence in the middle of a soap opera. Hey. Kaede was too into the program that she was only half listening to Haruka. Yumi asked me something recently and I didn't have an answer for her. You failed as an older sister. Hey, just kidding, continue. So like, she was telling me that she's friends with this person and every time she sees them, she gets really happy and yeah, sure, it is nothing about me, just my sister and everything. Haruka blatantly, albeit badly, lied and replaced herself with Yumi. Whenever she sees them happy, she's happy, and it hurts her whenever they are sad. Kaede stayed silent and began paying more attention. She even says her heart skips a beat sometimes. Hey. Kaede stared at Haruka with a face that clearly said, "Are you kidding me?" Is that what they call love? Well, yeah, it might be. Like, your heart skipping beats frequently might also be an illness. You really suck as a sister, don't you? Hey, I never experienced anything like that. Okay, cut me some slack. To Kaede's eyes, Haruka was as transparent as glass. It was just cleaned with Windex. They have been close friends for so long. How could Kaede not? Kaede knew exactly who Yumi liked and knew exactly if that feeling was love or not, but chose to play along instead. I wonder, does he miss them often, wanting to see and talk to them? I guess so. As they were on this topic, Yumi just happened to come downstairs. Kaede took the advantage of her appearance. Then I guess Yumi doesn't really love this person. She purposely replied louder so Yumi could hear it on it too. Kaede snickered on the inside as her little devil within her was set free. Huh? Who do I love? Oh, Haruka was just telling me that. Haruka's hand slapped across Kaide's mouth and held her like a hostage. Nothing. Kaide couldn't help but laugh out loud behind Haruka's hand. Yumi was suspicious about the two, but let the issue go, for she only came down for a glass of water. When Yumi was at a safe enough distance, Haruka finally released Kaide. Kaide was still laughing at what happened, even when Haruka threw a cousin at her face. Oi. Her laugh subsided, and Kaide wiped her tears of joy away. Well, it was about Yumi, right? I think she had a right to be part of the conversation. Haruka tried to think of a comeback, and luckily she did, or else her plan would have fell apart. She also has the right to know that her secret's safe with her sister. Fair enough. But to answer your qualm, Haruka's attention became undivided. If what Yumi is experiencing is love, then I think by all means he should accept it. He should probably just come out and confess. It will just feel painful if she keeps it in. He also has to keep in mind that she will be rejected. I don't know though, because he already licked cake off your cheek, and that she has to be prepared to accept that and move on. Haruka sat quietly as Kaide gave her sagacious insight. Haruka knew that although Kaide was a person of little words in public, she gave the best advice. Think you can relay that to her, Onie-chan? Haruka gave a relieved smile. Yeah, thanks, Kaide. Anything to get me an invitation to your wedding? What? What? What would you just say? Nothing at all. Spill it. Haruka pounced on Kaide and tickled her for an answer. Nothing. The night ended just like that, with the two sleeping soundly after the hours of talking and watching TV. Haruka found the answers he sought out for and decided she'll act upon it when she gets the chance, even if it means rejection. It was Saturday, the night before the competition, and Camel was beginning to feel nervous as time was ticking by. The hotel room was dimmed, with only the table lamp on. Camel stared at her phone screen, waiting for a text that probably won't come. She tossed it aside and was about to turn the light out when a knock came at her door. Groggily, she got up to answer her guest, Camel's mom. Camel, you're still up? Mother, with you knocking like that, anyone would wake up. Don't give me attitude, please. Yes, mother. You have to be ready for tomorrow. I am, you know, come earlier though, not wake her up. Camel's mom put her hands on Camel's shoulders to get her attention. I want you to try your best tomorrow. Give it all you got. How, like, yeah, like how much do you need to give to baking a cake? Like I think like baking is more about like precision than like like power or anything. Camille was taken aback by the skinship, but resumed her cold facade. And what if I lose? Dot dot dot. Camille expected another I won't accept failure or something along those lines, but for once her mom said something motherly. Then you learn from your mistakes and build from that for the next time. Camille was surprised something like that could come out of her mom and was about to respond with a reassuring comment, but her mom's phone rang. Now go to sleep. You have a big day tomorrow. Camel's mom closed the door. Mom closed the door and left while answering her call. When she said that, I feel like losing on purpose. Camel chuckled to herself after that ridiculous thought because she knows she can't lose. And it wasn't just for the sake of her mom. This morning, Camel woke up feeling perfect and hoped a headache wouldn't start, but the lighting here was just too intrusive. The lights were blazing around Camel and the other contestants. Each patissier stood behind a counter filled with utensils and ingredients ready to be used. She stood calmly with her usual poker face while she studied the other players. Everyone was dressed in the typical chef's uniform and, just like Camel, were trying their best to conceal their feelings. Only a few appeared visibly nervous, but it was understandable. This was a somewhat prestigious competition held within a decent sized hall. Each counter faced rows upon rows of seats, each one occupied by either a family member or the contestants or cake enthusiasts. Either one judgment was sure to be served. The tension in the air was palpable. However, the judge was explaining the rules and requirements for this contest a bit too enthusiastically. You have an hour and a half to create and decorate a cake that fits the previously mentioned criteria. I'll secure this victory for sure, because when I win, any contestants that break the rules will automatically be disqualified, so please be careful. I'll tell Haruka. No questions from the floor. I'll tell her how I really feel. Then, without further ado, that I start. Love her. Haruka woke up to an ungodly sound. She turned over and looked down from the couch to the floor. Laying there, still very much asleep, was Kaede, who snored louder than a congested walrus. Haruka peered over at the clock on the wall. 9:45. Leave the Kaede snoring to wake me up this early on a Sunday. Haruka tried as gently and cautiously as she could to avoid waking up Kaede as she went to the kitchen to prepare breakfast. Soon after Haruka started cooking, a groggy Kaede poked her head into the kitchen. What's she making? Omelette. Hey, that's not cake. Ooh, you're gonna write me a message in ketchup proclaiming your love for me? Well, that's more of a cake thing than an omelette, but I guess you could do it with an omelette too. Just a regular omelette. Oh, that's no fun. Haruka finished cooking the simple meal and laid the dishes out on the countertop. Itadakimasu. Kaede took her first bite of the omelette. Haruka's homemade omelette, so delicious. You really would make the perfect wife, you know. Haruka tried her best to ignore Kaede's comments, feeling too tired to retaliate. So instead of retaliating, she changed the topic. Did you finish the history assignment? You just had to remind me, didn't you? If I hadn't, you probably would have forgotten and then begged me for answers. And you would have pitied me and given them to me. Maybe I'll be mean and won't share the answers with you. Oh great Haruka-sama, please have pity on this poor child. We'll see. I probably won't need your answers though. I took a quick glance at it and it seems pretty easy. Good to hear then. I could probably finish it fast. Also, I'll leave after breakfast. I got somewhere to go later. Ooh, did? Sure. Not long after washing the dishes, Kaede departed back home to get ready for her outing. It's still early, but I should probably start working on homework. On her way to her room, she woke up Yumi and left her instructions for heating up her breakfast. History homework, math homework, there was probably English homework too. Haruka mumbled to herself as she started thinking about the pile of work that she had to get done. Maybe I shouldn't have left it at all to the last day. Here we go. Camel was jittery in the back seat of the car. Most of the car ride home from the train station was quiet, besides occasional questions from her mom to the chauffeur. Boing, boing, boing. Camel's hands began to perspire slightly from the cleansing as she laid them in her lap. They were just at the end of the block to their house as Camel was getting more nervous as every second ticked by. When the car stops, she knows exactly what she'll do. She even thought up an excuse if any questions were raised. So I guess she won. The house was nearing. Any minute now. Before the chauffeur even got out of the car to open the doors for the mother and Camel, Camel bolted out and ran. With a non-athletic body like Camel's, she didn't know how much running she could handle, but she had to pull through no matter what. Camel's mom noticed and shouted at Camel, 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 where are you going? Oh, sorry, I have something important to do. Would be like funny like when you're running like that and like your mom is like shouting at you like where you're going and you just like run and shout like I'm gay. It would be like a fun way to come out. After her arduous adventure with most of her homework, she finally got to the end of it, which was English homework. Ah, my English sucks. I can't do this. Yeah, oh, I kind of know the feeling. But not that my English sucks that much, but I struggle with spoken English still a little bit. Although all this reading will hopefully make it better. English was Haruka's first subject, as he always tried to delay doing English homework whenever possible. Translate this sentence from English to Japanese. Haruka groaned once more, despising the sheet of paper in front of her. Yeah, English is like a hard language to learn. Like, the reading and writing isn't that hard, but oh, I guess the grammar is kind of a mixed bag too. Like there are so many like special rules and everything. Well, learning like the reading isn't that hard and writing isn't that hard either, but the spoken English is so hard because the school doesn't teach it really. Well, either something like really useless, like the teacher going like now repeat after me, and that's 100% not how you speak English normally, so it's completely useless and you won't learn like any of the actual pronunciations. Oh well, that's how it is. No need to be like too worried about like bad English though, like just using it will make it better, I feel. Let's see here. This sentence you read, I love my pet dog very much. The word love abruptly reminded Haruka about the conversation she had with Kaide yesterday. Love her. I resolved to confess, but now that I think about it, just what and how am I going to say it? Well, I'm gay for you. Well, not the most romantic way to say it, but but it would work. When would be a good time to say it? Well, when you're making cake and licking each other's cheeks. Should I just outright say it to her? Well, you kind of have to say it. Or should I have a buffer like, hey Camille, I know this might sound weird, but I like you. Well, you can start it with something like that. Might not be a bad idea even, but I don't know if it's really weird. The sentence instantly sent shivers up Haruka's spine. Ah, that sounds so cringy. A little bit. She brought her head down to her arms and stared at the clock on her desk. The face of the clock that read a little past 5 stared back at her. Will I even be able to confess? You could all, like, there are probably other ways to do it too, like you could, like, do the anime heart gesture with your hands, like the Moe Kyun, and then make a heart shape with your hands. Doesn't necessarily need to be words. The thought of it began worrying her, and a multitude of bad what-if situations flooded her mind. Yeah, that happens. Feeling tired, Haruka closed her eyes and soon drifted off. If only... Haruka jolted upwards when she heard a familiar voice yell out her name. ? She looked out her window to find a heavily panting Camille. Camille? Haruka! Haruka quickly rushed downstairs, opened the door. Camille! Haruka! Catch your breast. Not like a Freudian slip or anything. But Camille didn't listen and walked towards the doorstep and stood in front of Haruka, pulling out the first place prize dangling from her neck. Haruka stared wide-eyed at the medal that hung around Camille's neck. Its gold color glimmered in the sunlight, emphasizing importance of it. Haruka I wonder how this is even instinctively held the medal in her hands to confirm it wasn't a dream or anything. Camille, you did it. You won. Oh my god, I'm so proud of you. Ah, holy cow. Yeah, Camille. Back at it again with the prowess. But did you have to run all the way here? You could have. Haruka. There was a serious tone to Camille's usually cold-sounding voice, which promptly stopped Haruka in mid-sentence. Camille held Haruka's hands that were still holding the medal that got closer to Haruka. Haruka blushed furiously, all the while being rendered speechless. Haruka. Camel's face was only a few inches away, and Haruka noticed she wasn't the only one with the burning hot face. Camel. Haruka didn't know what she was feeling right now. Different emotions were bouncing all around in her mind, and her brain doesn't know which one to pick. I like you. And at that moment in time, Haruka's heart stopped. What? I like you? No, I don't like you. I love you more than just a friend. I love you. No words were able to form from Haruka's mouth for the shock that was too sudden. All she could do was blush even harder. Camille. Her voice was near inaudible, but she continued on. You're just kidding, right? Haruka didn't want to believe it. It was too good to be true. It couldn't have been true. Haruka began to back away, hoping to wake up from this wonderful dream so that she doesn't have to be let down so much once she wakes up. However, as Haruka was backing up, she tripped on the edge of the floor, dragging Camille with her. The pain hit Haruka on her back, and at that moment, she knew this was no dream. Camille was on top of her now, in the entrance hall to the house of Haruka's. But Camille had no intentions of getting off until her feelings were properly delivered. I'm serious. Haruka was near tears after finally taking in the truth. Are you really serious? Do you really like me in that way? It seemed to Camille that actions speak more than words. And that's what she resorted to. Finally convey her built-up love. Camille's kiss was soft yet firm because of the weight of her body trapping Haruka's. Haruka didn't pass Camille off, or rather, she was too stunned to move. The reality still wasn't sinking in yet. But when it did, she began to tear up. Camille released her lips from Haruka's and noticed the tears rolling down her temples. Camille became scared and finally realized she had done that what she had done was probably a big astonishment. Sorry. She pulled herself away from Haruka and proceeded to get off her. I'm sorry. It just came over me. I had to tell you, no matter what. Even if you say no, I'm okay with it. I just wanted to let you know, I'm sorry. But Haruka shook her head and pulled Camille into a hug before she managed to leave. No! Haruka latched into Camille as hard as he could, so that this fleeting dream wouldn't disappear. Stay. Please. Fetch. With those pleas, Camille relaxed and let Haruka embrace her. Camille was anxious for an answer though, but she patiently waited until Haruka calmed down. After a moment of stillness, Haruka was able to speak up. Idiot. Pardon? I was supposed to say it first. Haruka, what are you talking about? Haruka raised her head to face Camille's, which was now again hairs breadth away. I was supposed to confess first. Confess first? A confused expression took over Camille's face, waiting for a clearer explanation. I spent a lot of time fussing over how I was going to confess to you. Just now, spent you come. And it was all for naught. Haruka puffed her cheeks out and pouted. Camille gently hugged Haruka back and asked for a straightforward answer. Haruka's face blushed again as Camille's more well-packed blossom melted into hers. Please give me a direct answer. Do you like me the way I like you? More than friends? Without hesitation, Haruka answered right away. Yes, I do. I love you. I love you probably more than anyone else could. I want to be together with you, baking with you, doing homework with you, talking with you, having fun with you, seeing you happy. I want to experience everything with you. The sound of a door opening caused Haruka to lightly push Camille off of her and got up in a flash. Haruka had completely forgotten about Yumi till being here. Haruka did not feel like explaining anything at the moment. Haruka, do you still have my ruler? I can't find it. Haruka helped Camille to her feet in the amount of time that Yumi took to come down the stairs. Yumi spotted Camille and was taken aback at the stranger's face. Oh, I didn't know we had a guest. Camille made eye contact with Haruka and replied to Yumi. I was just taking my leave. Thank you very much for the smooches. Camille smoothly kept up a facade and left the house with her heart still beating from what just transpired. Haruka let out a big sigh of relief, for she was afraid of the thought of Yumi walking in on that emotional moment. I don't know. I probably do. Let me go check. The two sisters retreated back upstairs. Even the just occurred sat fresh in Haruka's mind, and she couldn't stop replaying the words that Camille had spoken. Did all that really happen? This really isn't a dream, is it? She ordered Yumi to pinch her on the cheek to double check to be extra sure. Pinch you? Just do it, trademark. Yumi did just as she was told with no delay, leaving Haruka in more pain than she anticipated. Oh God, you didn't have to pinch me that hard. You're the one that told me to pinch you, you weirdo. Haruka rubbed her face to subside the dying pain, but at the same time, she for once was glad that it hurt. I never thought that the day would come where I was happy to be in pain. Haruka awoke with tired eyes. She didn't get much sleep after yesterday's confessional roller coaster. With that little energy she had, Haruka got up from her bed and got herself ready for school. Before heading downstairs, however, she took a look at her alarm clock, wondering why it didn't wake her instead. The time on it read 8:30. Not again! This time Haruka completely skipped her normal daily procedure and rushed out the door. Why now, of all days? She sprinted full speed towards the school gate, but when she got there, it was already closed. Damn it, now what do I do? As she said that, a voice called out from around the corner. I see you're late again. Haruka turned to see Camille walking towards her. Camille, what are you doing here? Why aren't you in the class? As you can see, the gates are closed and I clearly cannot get in. So you were late again. Me being late is nothing new, but you always get here early, unless you were late on purpose. Oh, don't get me wrong, I wasn't late. I stood here waiting for you, and when you didn't show up, I continued to wait, even after the bell rang. Haruka became bashful, knowing that Camille waited just for her. Sorry, my alarm clock didn't wake me up, nor did my sister. How about instead of relying on your sister, I go to your house every morning to wake you up? Exclamation marks. Haruka blushed as she imagined Camille looming over her on the bed trying to wake her up. You're not thinking about something dirty, are you? No. That caused Haruka to blush even harder, turning into a tomato. Camille smiled and laughed, one of her rare expressive laughs. Idiot. Haruka was taken aback when Camille said that so openly, but she was intent on changing the topic before she faints from all the blood rushing to her face. She then recalled this similar situation a few months prior. You know, since we are here, why don't we go to that restaurant again? And this time, we could actually call it a date. Now it was Camille's turn to blush. He quietly nodded and proactively took Haruka's hand. Then let's go before we get in trouble. The two new lovebirds still have a lot of getting used to, but whatever lies beyond this day, they'll get through them together. The end. It was pretty sweet, hardly salty, maybe a little bit in the beginning, but really sweet. Well, Yes, that I guess was a pretty nice one. I like the atmosphere, like towards the end, like it was some pretty, yeah, it was really sweet and a really good pacing towards the end. Though I would have probably ended it where like they confessed like at that scene, but I guess the part after that is kind of like an epilogue, I guess, something like that. But yeah, really, really sweet. Definitely a good read. Well, I don't know. I guess I don't have anything else to say. Just really nice. Oh. So, well, I made the salt shaker, but it wasn't that salty. But I'm salty sometimes, so I guess it might come handy still. Thank you for watching. It was a nice, really nice time. I had some trouble with my voice, but I kind of realized that I can just read in a more like relaxed voice, and it works a little better. Hopefully works for the atmosphere too, because no, it wasn't the kind of dialogue that you would want to rush through. But yeah, next week it's going to be something a little different in indie gaming. Well, I'll announce that later. I got a lot of recommendations from co-host. I'm still open for more recommendation. Like I think when I'm done with Hollow Knight at some point, I'll take some time off from that and just do these indie gaming streams like a little more than once a week. Well, once a week for now. So yeah, if you wanna watch Hollow Knight, then see you on Saturday and well, otherwise, well, more development streams and more indie gaming next week too. Yeah. Thank you and bye bye. See you.